That wait till for real. Yo! You already know what time it is.
What time is it?
It's time we get busy, y'all. Welcome to Girth, y'all. Today been a hell of a day, hell of a week for the past 2 days. I don't know if y'all noticed.
It's only Tuesday.
Huh?
It's only Tuesday.
Unmute them for me, Joe, on 5, 6, and 4. There we go.
Check one. Oh shit! There I go.
There we go. So,
This nigga says it's been a long week. It's Tuesday. Right. It's fucked up, dude.
I mean, since last Tuesday.
I got you.
Okay, you was gone last Tuesday.
I was
Don
gone last
Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it's a lot that went on, but unfortunately, we back. We definitely back.
Hey, Joe, can't turn me down. This is snitching.
Yeah, can't Joe cut us down 4 or 5, just 4 or 5. So listen, y'all, we got Joe, big mighty man. Joe is back. Give Joe a round of applause, y'all. Give him a round.
That shit sounds suspect as hell.
Look at that. Okay. Anyway. I didn't mean to say it like
I don't
that.
understand what's going on here.
We don't know. So anyway, in case you got your grandmother up or some little badass kids, you know what time it is. Tell them to take their punk ass to bed because we about to have some real grown man talk. Our bartender is not with us, but
We good.
Q got us together today.
Yeah.
We drinking
Bottle
on
and Bine.
some Evan
Williams, 100 proof.
Dang, this 100 proof?
Yeah. Little something.
Don looked at us. He's Don like I got my water.
Yeah, I got my.
You guys water with shit wrote on the side of what is that?
This some quantum physics shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, it look like it though. Shit, I ain't gonna lie. You got shit wrote all on there.
I label my water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I write what I want it to be on here.
Oh, fuck with you. Okay.
That's what's up.
Okay, I dig that.
Yeah.
All right.
But I've been doing it for a minute.
But motherfucker, you ain't use no Sharpie with that.
I did. It's just, you know what I'm saying?
The waterproof Sharpie?
Yeah, just.
Okay.
I dig that. Okay.
Anyway,
I fuck with it.
so today we are talking about use the bottom part so you want to swivel it. Yeah, there you go. So today I'm gonna put it like this. It's different. I'm taking the topic that we had from I used our topic on the morning show this morning with Key, Dawn, and Kate Jones.
Kate Jones.
Yeah,
like
Kate Jones.
Mike Jones.
Yeah, but Kate Jones. I said, "What's your number?" She said, "I ain't gonna say that." But anyway, she had another
She
number.
probably wasn't old enough to understand that joke.
No, she probably thinks she did. I think she was used to it. She threw up the deuces like the West Side thing. She a gang member, I think. So shout out to Kate Jones. Hey,
Way to just give her gang affiliation.
right. Welcome to Girth, y'all. Every Tuesday at 9ish. We
Right.
at 9ish. We on motherfucking point. We drinking Evan Williams. Don drinking water.
Water with little
Lime.
with life words on it.
Chlorophyll in it.
Chlorophyll and life words.
And lime.
Right, life words.
To the left of me, I'm gonna take it to the left of me. The one and only big homie, the one that called Q from the 4820 live, y'all.
Yo, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Q Lewis holding it down live from the 48205, man. Red Zone.
Gang, bitch, bang, boom, shoot you, kill you, rape you. Hello?
Nah, write books and do podcasts.
Right, that's right. Right books and podcast.
Yeah, I like that second one better.
Yeah, write books and do podcasts.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We're changing the narrative.
I'm changing the narrative. We being positive.
Exactly.
And to the guy, hold on, I gotta say his name.
Right.
To the mature intellectual, he read more books than Gandhi. He made everything exquisite when you ate it because he is him. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to Don tonight, y'all.
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah,
I go by Don.
He is him.
Don.
Dun. So,
funny as hell.
So today, y'all, we're gonna take the same thing back. Today's topic is gonna be about who compromise more, men or women. Now
Should be interesting.
This should be interesting.
Well, you said you took it from this morning. So what was the consensus this morning? Since it was two women on the show.
Well, after I explained, once me and Key got into it and explaining, they leaned towards K. Jones leaned towards the men do compromise more.
A woman admitted to that?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Who is this young lady?
We need to protect her.
Right. We need to put our wings around her for sure.
Right. No one would ever admit that.
Well, but the other young lady, she was like, I mean, I feel what you're saying, but I still think, but she was a single parent mother, so it was a lot
You got
of
a whole nother perspective.
Yeah, she definitely, it's not a whole nother perspective. It was an unfortunate perspective. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say,
so when you look at it like that, we have to really realize, like, women think they be compromising, and really, it's really be loyalty more so than compromising. You know what I mean? They be like, well, we take care of the kids. I said, well, that's the loyalty part to your child. You know what I mean? That's really not you don't compromise. I don't compromise with my child. You know what I mean? I don't. I mean, whatever I tell her, that's what it is. You feel me? And that's it. You follow me. You know what I mean? Like, she was with me this weekend. She said, can I? I said, no. I told you, this is what we doing.
Yeah.
You know, because she wanted to play. And
So no compromise?
No compromise with kids. Unless
See, I ain't got none, so I don't know. I don't know how that shit work.
The reason why I don't compromise with them, she's 9 years old. It ain't shit to compromise.
True.
You know what I mean?
That's factual.
There's nothing to compromise about. But she came in like she do. She checked all the garbage, making sure the garbage cans was clean. You know what I mean? And then, because I told her she got to come in when she come in. If she the junior COO, she got to, that's how she own her key.
Right. It's the rules.
It's the rules.
Yeah.
So she did exactly when we first came in, but then she just sat there and asked me what I'm supposed to do. Can I just get on? No, you just not going to be watching video shit all day. You know what I mean? So she pissed me off. I said, okay, you know what? You're right. I got you. So I gave her a damn book. She was pissed.
Man, say what book you give her?
It wasn't a Harry Potter book. It was the other. It was like the female wizard version of Harry Potter.
Hey, so look, just real quick, I'll just way off the subject. But speaking of books, I went to, of course, I went to the podcast movement conference last week. On the way back, though, shout out to my man Talib, who is CEO of Afros and Audio podcast conference as well, which is coming up shortly after
we do ours.
After we do ours. But anyway, he was like, dog, check this book out, download it, and listen to this shit on the way to the crib. Like, it's like you go love this shit, right? So this book is called Heavy. I don't know if y'all ever heard this shit, right? Dude name is Keith. I always fuck his name up. It's spelled like Keith, but I think it's Kiese. Kiese. I can't remember his last name.
Whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, but anyway, it's a good ass book, dog. So it's called Heavy. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to get too much into it because like if I tell it, it's like it's gonna ruin the book. But really, what it is a dude. It's called Heavy because he had issues with his weight and shit, right? So this is a funny shit though, or not funny, but what's intriguing about this book though is that a lot of the things that he talk about is shit that you think that you feel like women would write about, right? So he had weight issues, he had molestation issues, he had issues like dealing with women and shit. Like it was some shit that dudes don't never really feel comfortable about writing about in a book or talking about, right? So like the shit was dope as hell. So shout out to my man Lemon. That's what it is. Lemon. So it's Kiese Lemon.
Kiese Lemon.
And the crazy shit too, real quick, dog. Crazy shit is in the book he mentioned about going to Oberlin College, which is in Ohio, to play basketball. And fucked me up because like my cousins played basketball at Oakland, so I just happened to reach out to dog on IG like, dog, did you
heard of him?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and they was on the team together, like they know each other, so it's like it's funny, like I probably met this motherfucker before, you know what I'm saying? That shit crazy.
The thing is,
but he's a dope writer though.
I used to think it was 60. They said 6 degrees separation. Now,
it's serious.
With me, it's like 2 damn degrees. It'd be crazy.
Right, hell yeah.
So, Don, what do you feel about that topic? Who you think get more, who have to compromise more, men or women?
I definitely say men. First of all, for the record, I want to say that I hate that fucking word.
Compromise?
Words have energy, and compromise just has a negative frequency to me, period.
I think so, too.
I don't see it being used in a positive way whatsoever. But again, that's just my own personal opinion.
Because when it comes up, it always comes up in an argument, so to speak. Why you just can't compromise?
Well, when it comes up, it's definitely not used in a way to for love, support, things of that nature. And I think the minute people hear it, it's always this thing where it's just like you have to give something up, let something go, or not let it be the way it needs to be. I definitely like to replace that word in relationships with another word that started with a C, and that word is cooperation. But again, that's a whole nother topic.
Okay.
I kind of equate it to like the sports team. I say, listen, we're gonna have cats on the squad like Kobe, who, on any given night can drop 50, 60 points. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? That's just him. He got a whole nother squad. And if he want to get his squad involved in the team, he doesn't need to compromise his game or who he is. He needs to cooperate with the rest of the boys on the squad to get, make shit happen. And I think that when I think about relationships, I think about families, I think about just men in general, I definitely feel as though a lot of men compromise and a lot of women lack cooperating. All right. And when I say that to say this, right? A little personal story. And first and foremost, shout out to my kids' mothers. I love you guys. And
give us kid mother.
We have a beautiful relationship at the moment. And it's been
at the moment.
No. Listen, the most important moment is the present moment, and I'm proud to say that.
He always bring it back. Yeah, if they ever bring back the movie Kung Fu, you gonna play the motherfucking teacher.
Yeah, you brought that shit back.
Like grasshopper. No,
I completely laughed as soon as that nigga said at the moment.
Right.
So I just say that to say that I remember there was a time where things weren't so good, and I got upset one day. I called, checked on my kid, and her mother might have been mad at me for whatever reason, and I'll never forget. She sent me a text and was just like, "Yo, I need X amount of dollars, like right now." And I'm like, "For what? What's going on?" It's just like, "Oh, she got a program tomorrow, 9:00."
And I'm like, what time is this?
This like 6 in the evening the day before. So I'm like, yo, what's going on? Oh, she got a program. So at first, I'm a little upset about it because I'm like, yo, you calling me about shit at the last minute. That's one. And then from that frustration, she hit me with if you were a concerned father, then you would have called up to the school and found out that the program was going on. And I said, wait a minute.
Concerned father?
I said, wait a minute. You don't even call up to the fucking school. I said, they send that shit home. So that's how you find out. And exactly. I said, it would be nice if you be proactive about making sure that I get the information.
Right. Facts.
But that's where the other C word came in. Ooh. At the time, she wasn't cooperating how she probably could have to make sure that I stayed involved in my kid's life to a way that her and I didn't have to be having all these fucking arguments.
Going back and forth.
All right. Yeah. So the deal was for me, I had to compromise. And I'm going to tell you, that felt horrible. And I'm going to say this, right? At the end of the day, there were many nights where, when my children were young, and I think a lot of men go through this and shit not going right, sometimes we got to ask ourselves, like, what's the most important thing? Is it arguing with this motherfucker or is it my kid? And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of men out there, they lose their children. They lose that bond with their children because they would rather keep the focus on arguing and bullshit than compromising and saying, you know what? I take this L with you, but fuck that. I want my kid to have a smile on their face.
Exactly.
Fuck that. Tomorrow when they go to that program, I'm gonna make sure they step in that bitch and they right. And shit like that. You know, it's things like that I really had to ask myself.
It's tough because I know you hurtful. Because you want to be like, no, bitch, I'm doing such and such. But at the end of the day, like you said, you want to make sure that it's good for the kid. But you also don't be wanting motherfuckers to leave shit unaddressed either. Like some shit need to be addressed. You be wanting to address it, but sometimes that shit do get in the way of like
absolutely
the good of the kid.
Like, I feel like
that's a tough fight.
Yeah, I feel like listen.
I know it's fucked up to say it like that.
Put this way, right? It's fucked up to say it that way, but here's the deal, right? There was a few times where she called and she spoke to me real nasty. Mm-hmm. Now I could have ran off with my feelings hurt and head tucked in between my ass because I'm mad about the shit,
right.
Or I could have said,
I just kept it moving.
What baby girl need?
Yeah.
You did? Now, at first, I was going back and forth.
Yeah.
Right. And then it took me to be around some older gentlemen just to really let me know and what strength was all about and what, as being a man, how we have to be a mountain.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. When you look at a mountain, there's not a man on earth. When you look at a mountain don't move. Right. I don't give a fuck how many rocks you throw at it. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So I had to get that type of mentality to the point where I don't care if, for all the men out there, if she calling you broke, she calling you a punk ass, she calling you a Rudy Poo, she saying you can't get no woman, whatever the hell she coming at you verbally with, you're going to have to set all that shit to the side and say, you know what? At the end of the day, it don't matter what the hell you talking about. Let her say all that shit and say, okay, cool. Now, what my son or what my daughter need?
That's a lot, bro. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
And I ain't got no kids, and I know that's a lot, bro. Oh, shit.
It is.
That is.
That's a lot.
But again, I can tell you this much. Out of all of that shit that might have felt bad back when we were younger, shout out to the immature shit, because that shit will teach you a lesson. But out of all of that shit, it don't feel nowhere near as good and don't even equal up to the relationship and bond that I got with my babies right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I dig that. Yeah.
Older, in college.
Yeah.
Calling, what's up? We ain't keeping no secrets. We ain't hiding shit.
Right. No, I love that shit. I know, but god damn. I know you got to keep your eye on the bigger picture. Yeah. But god damn.
Man, listen.
That's tough.
I went through major disrespect. Yeah. And I compromised my whole life at a certain point for my oldest daughter. You know what I mean? I was like, listen, I even offered her. I know,
you talk about that.
I said, listen, I got $13,500 left. I got a friend that's going to sell me this house for $10,000 straight up clear. Nothing is wrong with it except it just need a hot water tank. I said, what I'm going to do when I go get the house and I'll fly y'all back. I pay all your bills for the first year. You know what I mean? She said, no, why don't you just give me the $13,000 so I can buy me a motorcycle?
Dog.
And I swear
Hello?
on my life.
Made you want to flip.
That's when you start trying to think about.
You turn into Incredible Hulk.
Turn the table. Who is this bitch I nutted in? That's what you start thinking.
And that's what I started looking at myself like, why? Who did I choose to lay down with?
No, exactly. So
with that being said, it kind of pissed me off. And
I can understand.
And I really hate it to a certain, not to a certain degree. Fuck it, I hate it a whole lot, and it pissed me off. What you want to say now? Go ahead.
Now I was going.
Did you say past tense hate? Hate? Did you put a DED on there?
Or you hate
the
still?
I still hate that. I say I hate that bitch.
Damn.
Like it got to a point to where
that's scary.
Miles.
That's scary.
What?
Let it go.
You can't
still let it go.
You know what? You're right.
You can't still hate that.
No, he still hate that
I
motherfucker.
hate that bitch. I do. And here's why. Because
yeah, you still do.
Because
he harboring them feelings.
Yes,
he's a harborer.
But I'm gonna just show you still how God works. My daughter, and anybody know me, like Aaron was my everything at that time. Loved her to death. You know what I mean? That's my baby. And then for that to get snatched from up under me, oh dog, I was hurt. And then I flew to California. You know Walter Harris.
Absolutely.
So a couple of my friends that stayed in California made it for me to come there. I mean, to the point to where I wasn't on my knuckles, but I just couldn't afford the flight because flights wasn't like California, like sprinting. I mean, Spirit now to its 20. Them bitches was round trip was $680, $700, $800. They made sure I got there. Make sure when I got there I had a place to stay. Make sure I had 2 or 3 cars I could choose from to drive. You know what I mean? To even when I went to go meet my daughter at the age of 8, mind you, she took my daughter at 3, moved to California, living in her car for 4 years.
Like what? Like why did she move? Though
She was crazy.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out. Like,
I mean,
her
mother even said that she was, she was mentally ill
at that time.
but it still is. But some people could be functional. They snap out that shit when it look detrimental to them.
Yeah.
Like somebody gonna get hurt or their kids gonna get taken away. And then and then my daughter got reunited with me again, right?
Yeah.
To the point to where her auntie made it look like they were just going out to ice cream, but really they was coming to the creamery just to meet me, to see me.
Damn.
Make sure that Aaron seen me,
out there.
right?
Yeah.
And then when she seen me, I said, Aaron. She looked at me, jumped in my arms and said, Daddy. Right? Her auntie never met me before. Her auntie like, Aaron, what you doing? She said, that's my daddy. She said, how you know? She said, I remember his voice. When she said that, people in the line started crying. You feel me? Not only me,
Bro,
but everybody
crazy.
would start crying. They were like, wow. And then she just stopped. And she froze up and she started crying. I said, what's wrong? My mama said, I can never talk to you for the rest of my life. Blah, blah, blah. You was a bad person. Blah, blah. I said, huh? And then she said,
So she got some beef with you.
listen, yeah, so her auntie
obviously.
said, do you want me to call your mother right now? She said, yes. She cried. She don't even want to touch me, right? She gave her mother the phone. Gave Aaron the phone. She said, oh, honey, that's your father. Sure, I don't mind. And Aaron looked at
Acting
that
all
phone
fake
like,
and shit.
and she
Knowing
gave her
that ain't how
auntie
she
that
be.
phone, and she just ran in my arms.
Now listen. She don't got no beef with you.
What she got there?
He already said it in the previous statement. With understanding come empathy. She got mental issues.
No, she do.
That's all. Not
that's just
listen
what it
to
is,
me, right? And this is what I'm saying. Whether some people want to look at that as an excuse or a scapegoat. When I was younger, my grandma said, "Listen," she said, "when people are not in their right mind,
They do shit.
they not in their right mind.
That's what they is.
This is what it is."
Right.
I have this thing that I like to call the beautiful ugly. All right, and let me say this right.
This nigga philosophical, boy.
He philosophical.
What?
Yes.
Philosophical.
Okay. Yes. She may have those issues, but the truth of the matter is this: she just a vessel, and you just a vessel for your baby girl to get here.
True.
And whatever way that vessel look is how it look. We didn't choose our parents.
True.
Okay,
Facts.
I just say that to say
Definitely
this.
can't.
But out of the ugliness of whatever it is that her mother was going through, and definitely you and your journey, and you know that, there still was a blessing, and that's her.
Yeah.
Because y'all wasn't nothing but the vessels to begin with. And I think
dope.
I think at the end of the day, that alone, it relieves her of any fuck shit. Because here's the deal: sometimes as parents, we get to claiming possession to our kids. Man, fuck that, man. Kids do what they want to do. You did what you wanted to do. I don't give a fuck how much of an influence your mother or father had on you.
That's what it is influence, but you still do what you
do what the fuck you want to do.
Facts.
Period.
That's true. I can agree with
And
that.
and here's the deal: a lot of parents have a hard time sometimes when they kids don't do what they want to do, and they try to put this guilt on them, and they try to live, or some parents try to live vicariously through their kids. Man, listen, we nothing but some fucking vessels for them to come into this earth. We got them as much as we can while they're young, and then they go ahead about their way.
Right.
Period. That's how the cycle of fucking life.
That's it. Yeah.
So now here's the deal. I used to be upset about some things that my mother did when I was younger. That, my father, he died when he was 43. He had congestive heart failure, but he drank a lot. He smoked a lot. He did a little bit of everything. Yeah. All right. I never got a chance to, I never remember him ever coming being supportive, to me in anything. But I'll say this, after a while, once I learned and I had gained some understanding to the shit, that freed me of any bullshit that I held against him, and it enabled me to hold my head up a little higher. And that's all I'm saying to you, bro. Like, make sure you keep that shit in mind, because here's the deal. At the end of the day, you got the blessing.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, she already here,
man,
despite any fuck
How much
shit.
growth did that take for
A
you to
fucking
get to
lot.
that point? Because that's definitely some shit that a nigga is not dealing with off rip. Like, nobody has that mind state off rip. Like, so I gotta ask you this, since we on the conversation, like what sparked you to even try to get to that level of growth, though? Because some people never get past that. Some people will always have that issue with their baby mama or their baby daddy and never look at the bigger picture.
True fact.
So, like, how the hell how did you personally, like, what sparked you? Like, what made you be like, man, fuck this, let me look at the bigger picture?
I had some really, really bad anger issues coming up. I had a lot of, issues with, this bullshit that society teach a lot of us men, where we gotta hold our feelings in and never be allowed to express ourselves. All right, and then my mom, my adoptive mother, she died my last year of high school, so I had a lot of shit going on.
Right.
All right.
For
and
sure.
that led up to before my daughter, was born. All right. So then I go through all of that shit. Then boom, I'm a new father. I don't hear no congratulations. I don't hear shit. All I hear is this kid about to ruin your fucking life.
Right.
All right. And all the hood, everybody.
Shit.
All right. Listen, all I heard was from niggas in the hood was, man, you having a motherfucking kid. Man, this bitch gonna do A, B, and C. That was fucked up, all right? Yeah. And then from adults that was around me, all it turned out to be was, how can you afford this? Yeah. How you gonna afford that?
It's all the negativity.
All right? It turned into something that was like this tangible fucking item that I had upkeep on, that it was just like, you get what I'm saying?
Word.
And so with all of that shit being said, I damn near had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
All right, and it was just like, the first probably 5-6 years of my daughter's childhood, me and her mom, we going back. It was, again, I chalk it up to, at the end of the day, it was just immaturity on both our parts. But fuck that. This ain't about her. This about me.
Right,
I was immature at the motherfucking time, and that's the end of it. Yeah. And so it was, one day, her and I having a conversation. And she said some very, very hurtful things to me. And, the shit was so hurtful, it was just like, when I see you, I'm fucking you up. Like, period. When I see you, I'm fucking you up. Like, period. And what ended up happening was, my daughter, I go to see her, and I looked in her face, and she asked me a question, and I just said, wait a minute. I was like, you know what? I went home that night. I said, there is no argument or nobody or nothing on this earth that's more important than you. Right. Like, period. I don't give a fuck what the circumstances is. Right. And when I made that shit up in my mind, slowly but surely, all the little fuck shit, motherfuckers in your ear, and you this, you that, and nagging and provoking you, because that spirit of provocation is a motherfucker.
For sure.
When I started getting to that point where it would just not bother me, it was like going to the gym, you know what I'm saying? Like, you start lifting 5 pounds, then you got 10. The more and more bullshit, I start getting better and better. And now, again, when I see young men like that, I'm like, listen, you at a point in your life where you really haven't learned how to manage your emotions. Right. And listen, that shit take practice. It take time, it take energy, it take effort, and it take a lot of understanding. And it take for you to set your pride and your ego to the side. A lot of us as men, we identify with our ego. We identify with who we think we are. Sure. I'm this person. The motherfucker better respect me. And that's what it used to boil down to with me. She would cuss me out, call me all kind of names, and I feel disrespected, and it just be like, wait a minute. And here's the truth of the matter. Probably 60-70% of men right now that's locked up in jail is locked up from getting into some bullshit with some
domestic
women.
violence.
Oh, for sure.
You get what I'm saying?
And not just
because they ain't learned no better,
or indirectly.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Or about my respect. Man, fuck all of that.
It's always a vagina in the middle of somewhere.
It's always about. It should always be about the child.
Yeah.
So that's why I say a lot of times during the conversation we had earlier today with Key, Don, and Kat, is that the man really compromises his manhood a lot of times dealing with what they dealing with. I mean, like you said, we go through a whole lot of shit. Like, I done had a woman even trying to put her hand up in my face. You feel me?
Absolutely.
And I was like,
hey, no, say absolutely.
Right.
For sure, that shit happens.
I got bit, brick stone through the window.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rika Poo. Brick stone through the motherfucking window. Tools. I still love her. You know what I'm saying? We you know, again, at the end of the day, you know, we one big family now. And I think I shared this with you guys. This past Mother's Day is one of the best Mother's Day I ever had. You know what I'm saying? Like, my kids, their mothers, all of us, we partied, we had a good time, we hung out, and it was genuine. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't no fake shit.
It wasn't nobody just twisting their faces.
Man, let me tell you something. I enjoyed it so much. I said, damn, when we all getting together again?
You're like, don't push shit.
You understand what I'm saying?
When they like, don't push shit.
Yeah, no. It felt good. It felt great. Actually, I think we're gonna go down there to for maybe around the holidays this year. But it definitely feels good to be at a level of understanding that, you know, we can get along. But I will say this to any man out there that's listening. This go back to what you were saying earlier, Miles, about, you know, men compromising more. At the end of the day, I kind of look at it like a dance, you know what I'm saying, or anything else in life. Like, leadership start from the top down. You know, a lot of motherfuckers look at the Lions every year. Oh, the players play. Man, fuck all of that. Who's the leadership? Who this? Like that. So, I definitely say to any man, if you having relationship issues, fucked up family structure issues, and all the other shit, man, at the end of the day, somebody gotta step to the front of the pack and say, I need to put this shit on my back. And I do feel as though, as a man, it is our responsibility to make sure that we put forth the effort to make sure that we change that cycle. Period. I don't put the shit on nobody else. We can't wait around for women to do that shit. And I don't want to sit around blaming them, but she made me this, she made me. Fuck that. Can't nobody make you do a damn thing. Can't nobody make you, because here's the deal, right? When I learned that how powerful that statement is, I hear people all the time saying, she made me mad. Right. Man, fuck that. Listen, let me tell you something. When we make statements like that, we instantly have given our power away. Yeah. We have none. Right. We have none. Nobody can make you feel offended as long as you know where you stand. And here's the deal. Facts. If somebody say some shit to you, what comes out of you is already in you. It don't got shit to do with them.
Exactly.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Right. What's in you already is gonna come the fuck out.
That is a hard thing to understand. Yeah, and that's like, so when we is
it hard to understand or hard to accept?
Hard to accept. Yeah, let me say it. Definitely hard to accept. I'm gonna say this, so I guess I gotta spin it from a different perspective because obviously I ain't got no kids, but just dealing with women in general, it is. You have to get to a point, and I don't know what my point would be to where you get to that growth. Because I guess I'm at that growth and shit. But at the end of the day, I always feel like whatever. Again, I think this is because I don't have no kids. I don't always see the bigger picture. I sometimes get stuck on the fact that you need to be held accountable for what you did, type of shit. And I know that's the problem with a lot of baby mamas and baby daddies is that you too concerned about what somebody is being accountable for. At the end of the day, sometimes motherfuckers just ain't accountable. You can't make them be. Like, you can't pray them to be.
And I'm glad you just said that.
They just
that's
ain't.
Powerful. Yes.
They just ain't. And that's it. You can't make them do that shit. So just let that shit go.
And listen, and I'm glad you said that because here's the deal, right? Sitting around waiting for another motherfucker to be accountable for some shit that they not gonna take responsibility for.
Facts.
And you sitting around not doing shit about it, man. Listen, that within itself is just some weak shit. Believe it or not, because again, we using somebody else as an excuse to stunt our own fucking growth.
Facts.
I done that too long. I don't want to do that no more. You get what I'm saying? And that's what it's about for me at this junction in my life. It's about. And I think that you know, we should learn this and just start to share this with a lot of young men at an early age. Because here's the deal, Q. The only reason why I think that shit is hard to accept is because we have been conditioned to not accept it. See, at the end of the day, if we really taught how to reclaim our powerful and what it means to be a powerful individual, I guarantee you these conversations would be like by default, like, oh shit, that's the thing to do. Somebody acting ass, oh girl want to act ignorant in public and all of that. We just gonna do the right thing. But hear me.
Right.
Or no, I'm not gonna even use that word, do the right thing, because right and wrong could be relative depending on who you're talking to. I'm just gonna say, do the thing that's gonna allow you to keep some peace in your life and not deal with discord.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? To continue to have some success in your life and not have failures because you constantly getting taken off of your shit simply because you dealing with some bullshit.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. And that's the thing I know about. And just for me, all right, so again, I go back to this point that I don't have no kids, but I've dealt with a lot of single mothers. And that's the thing that get me about some of these single mothers.
You such a whore. Go ahead.
I like women. Yeah, I like a lot of women. But anyway,
yeah, I second that.
It's just some of these women who were single mothers. I peeped that with them, and I had this conversation with them often about the arguments that they still have with their baby daddies. Like, that shit, it don't make sense to me. Like, because a lot of times, so I see it from their end. So obviously I should be able to see it from my end if I actually, what you need, move that. Mm-hmm. Which way? That way? Mm-hmm. But yeah, so like I know that some of them still get into arguments like with their baby daddies about certain shit that I don't understand. Like, if you know what the bigger deal is, you know what the bigger shit is about the kid, then why are you concerned with, like, so this is the thing, like, people are always individuals, right? So they always worried about what's going on in their lives and that relationship with that person.
True.
I just don't understand how, especially for a woman, that they don't get the opportunity to look over that part of, like, a weak ass baby daddy. Like, it's a lot of weak ass baby daddies out here, like it is. And if you know that, then you just need to do what's right for your kid. Quit arguing with a nigga that's not going to change. And that's the same way with dudes. We have to figure out some of these baby mamas. It's just, they are what they is. They weak ass baby mamas.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna argue with you. Like, I'm going to take care of this kid and do what I need to do and shit. At the end of the day, again, this is where I would get fucked up at, is that the disrespect thing, though, is going to be a problem. Because I done seen women disrespect their baby daddies. I'm talking about God. To the degree, like, bitches, you crazy? Right. So I don't know if I could deal with that.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly don't. Like, even looking at the bigger picture, like, yeah, let me take care of my kid and do what's right for that. But some of these bitches is out of line. Like, I mean, just, I'm that shit. Like, first of all, I'm just glad I don't have that situation and shit. But I've seen out of line baby mamas, and I don't know if I could deal with some of that shit, even for the good of the kid.
Let's look at what Shiny.
Oh, my bad, though. We got
Shiny White says reassessment of the black family. Stricter is imperative. Period. I ain't want to say period, but dudes were saying period way before this whole city girl thing.
Yeah, but now it sounds weird.
Yeah, not just sound weird when you say period. Anyway, she also goes on to say, pardon, reassembling of the black family structure is imperative. When we start viewing one another as we view ourselves, providing one loves themselves, then progression as people, advancement as a people can be had. Okay, I get it. I thought I was gonna slur more because I've been drinking. But
we've been drinking a lot. Like, this shit is almost over. We've been
a whole fifth.
That's
a fifth. Is that a fifth?
That's a fifth. It's almost over.
That fifth one was gone. So
there's only three of us.
Shout out to people who've been checking us out. Mike Jeffers, Mike Raw Voices Jeffers,
Mike Raw Voices. What nigga Raw Voices?
Raw Voices.
Yeah, I just don't know. I want to be an adult. I want to be that grown, but I can't say that if I had an outlandish baby mama.
Well, you at the age to where I don't think you would have outlandish.
I'm too old now.
I
might have a young baby mama.
You could still have a child. But at the same time, I don't think, like, that, when you had a child, you was younger, right?
Absolutely.
So everybody, when we was coming up, a lot of our people was immature. It ain't like we had children by older women.
Right.
And so when you're younger, you really don't hold yourself accountable for shit. You put your...
And you don't know shit.
Right. And you don't know.
Now, I want to ask this question, too.
Go ahead.
Just to kind of play devil's advocate and shit, right? Because, I agree. I think that men compromise the most between men and women. But Just to play devil's advocate, though, there's a lot of women who like kind of put up with a lot of bullshit. So I think a lot of women would say that they compromise more. So I think my idea to that, because I just wanted to acknowledge that, because I know there's some women probably somewhere stewing because we saying that men compromise more. I do think that. Let me see. I want to say it. I think that,
let them stew the hell up. It's the truth.
No, I want to say this. I want to say that I think that women do compromise more with bullshit niggas than they should. Like, they compromise for niggas that they shouldn't. But then, then you got the good dudes who we get hit with that word compromise because it's the word to use. But, like, we actually the good niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, like, so that's where the cooperation make more sense. But they compromising because they dealing with an ain't shit nigga, though. Which sometimes outnumber us. And, you know,
they always outnumber us. That's what I was telling Cat Jones was that same scenario to where women like projects. You know what I mean? So when they be getting involved with projects, you compromise just to show other people that you wasn't wrong or that you was right. You know what I mean?
Because you scared for somebody to tell you, like, I told you.
And so
and again,
I get you that.
For women who like to deal with project and men, because
they do,
that shit is identifying with your ego. It's saying, oh, this person needs me. I need to save them. They need my help. And a lot of times, motherfuckers don't need your help. They don't want to do shit. They going to be a project, and they going to stay a fucking project forever. They not going to never fucking change until they decide that they want to fucking change.
Which maybe never.
Shout out.
For sure. There's a lot of women like that.
Shani said exactly, bitches and chicks, not a woman. Well, and okay, and when he was saying bitches and chicks, he was just saying because.
Oh, I'm sorry. I use the word bitch frequently.
Yeah, he used it frequently. He didn't mean no harm by it. But the truth of the matter is, sometimes a good woman can be a great bitch. You know what I'm saying? Sheesh. No, I'm being honest with you.
Say what you mean.
You know what I mean? Yeah. A good woman can be a great bitch, and the reason why I say that is because sometimes a woman need to be that bitch. Need to be a bitch. She need to say no. And mean
I get
you know what I mean? Yeah. Because people get women and ladylike shit mixed up to me. You know what I mean? Sometimes a woman really, like I told you, I got a thing in business where I say, in business, women either gonna be a bitch or a hoe. You either got Oprah or Kim Kardashian. You don't got nobody in between.
I did.
You feel me?
I did.
It's either or, because when you hear about their business tactics, they be like, oh, Oprah don't. She just told me no. What the fuck else you wanted to say? Maybe
you aggressive or you take
and then you be like, oh, she said maybe. I thought it was a 10. No, she say no.
Right.
You feel me? And I got this thing where I say, and
assertive.
I'm gonna say this for men: it's either you an asshole or I used to say the F boy, or you in the gay community. Those it seems like those are the ones that be successful.
You can't say that no more.
No, I mean no.
Want me to say it?
Go ahead.
You a fuck boy,
or you an asshole. It's one of the two. It's one of the two that you in business.
I've been canceled on plenty of levels already. I'm good.
I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I saying it live on camera, and I told Darren Brown I would be saying this. It's 3 people that I heard being talked about differently. I heard people talk about Don, I heard people talk about Darren, and I heard people talk about Ro. Mm-hmm. And to see all 3 of them working together was amazing.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And it wasn't because, oh, I'm so glad black men working together. It's the fact it was a myth buster.
Yeah.
You feel me? Mm-hmm. And I don't know what went on. Me and Darren had our spats before when we talked as men. You know what I mean? And he said, you know, at a certain point in my life, I just had to grow out of certain shit.
Yeah.
And I understood that from a man's perspective.
Yeah.
So I really believe when it come down to when people don't understand how black men really need to communicate, I think that Don, Ro, and Darren has been a perfect example of growth.
Gotcha.
You feel? Can we give him a round of applause? Thank you.
I appreciate it, man.
No problem.
I definitely know a lot of motherfuckers don't like me. It used to bother me. It don't no more. And I'm just being honest with you.
He said a lot of motherfuckers don't like me
for whatever reason. And I think that you saying something that, here's the deal. Throughout the whole time that I've been in, like the acting, film, plays, and all that shit, I've always wanted to just put my best foot forward.
Right.
And that shit created more enemies oftentimes than than I would have ever thought, because I feel like, if I want to put my best foot forward and you do the same thing, we gonna look good.
Yeah. No, that ain't it.
Man, I didn't heard it all. Oh, you think you Robert De Niro, motherfucking we ain't there. I didn't heard it all.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
And I mean, it would always be listen. My intention and what I would try to bring to the table always came in alignment. But again, everybody don't think that way, and that took me a long time to accept that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's my point to you. So, but guess what? You declared it as an asshole. Rose declared as an asshole. Darren is definitely considered an asshole, right? But I've seen 3 assholes work together.
Right.
You feel me?
Hey, so let me ask y'all this then. Like, we talking about compromise, who compromise more, men or women. But, like, how much do we have to compromise for other niggas, though? Like,
that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just relationship-wise.
Exactly.
It was just and women don't compromise.
They don't. I don't think so.
I never.
Yeah, they don't.
In majority cases of the women I know, they don't compromise.
Yeah, not in
it's either going to be their way or hit the highway.
Right. That's why they don't ever be having no friends. Like, that's why they circles be hella small. Which is ain't nothing wrong with that, because like I keep my circle small too. But women,
some women don't got no circle at all.
No circle, because they
got
not
a line.
They not willing to bend at all, nigga. So in that aspect, I definitely I'm gonna have to say that dudes is more compromised, because we done dealt with niggas that we didn't have to compromise with in order to build something. You know what I'm saying? And I'm comfortable with that.
I think the black man is being the target like we are. We compromise every single day that we walk outside our doors.
Damn.
And it goes beyond, because yes, women are more educated, but it was a system set in place for that to happen. Yes, the average woman make more money than a man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Now, do men have control? Yes. But when it comes to black men and black women make more money than black men. And it's one reason.
I think due to their education.
Definitely because of their education. Yeah. But at the same time, we don't, listen, man, if we on our luck, we don't get what a woman get.
No, hell no.
You understand what I'm saying?
He said, hell no.
Hey, listen, we down on our luck. You ain't shit. What you been doing? You fucked up.
Hell no.
What type? Now, it is. Now you got a few niggas out here who getting coddled and all that kind of shit by some grandmas and family members. But for the most part, as a black man, you shunned when you certain shit happen to you. That's just for real. I'm going to talk about you like a dog.
I'm about to put my business in the middle of the goddamn street. So
in the middle of that motherfucker.
So times got real tough for me. So I said, you know what? I'm struggling to eat. I said, I'm gonna go to DHS. They can give me some damn food stamps. Everybody else getting them. That's how I felt.
Right.
So I went there. They gave me $235. Right. After the 3rd month, after the 4th month, I went back and I told them I don't need no more. They're like, what? Yeah. Like, hold on, wait a minute. Nobody never said take them off.
Can't take me off. Take me off, cuz.
Yeah, and I had realized, because I didn't want to deal with looking at that situation as being a crutch for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I said, maybe I just got to push my shit a little bit more. You know what I mean?
And that's a pride thing too, though. Yeah. Because sometimes a nigga be needing help.
Yeah.
Just ask for help, nigga.
But I ain't gonna lie. That's why I ain't gonna lie. If I need help, you know who I call on? I call on Joe. I call on Q. Right. I call on Don.
That's what your circle is for.
I have no problem with calling on my people. I don't have no problem.
Hey, you know I got you too, my guy.
Most definitely.
He said he had to say something.
Right. That's what's up. But
for sure.
But the whole thing is, that's the whole point. Even the camaraderie with podcasting. That's why I'm trying to get everybody who have a show on podcasting to do a show with each other. Yeah. You feel me? Because it's just to show the strength. Because we strong as hell in numbers. If you start looking at numbers on who got shows and who is who, dog, we strong as hell.
And this kind of off the subject, I guess, but just on the strength of this show itself, like for you to put this shit together, I mean, it started off kind of experimental, trying to figure out who fit where and who, you know what I'm saying? Right. But I think we got down to a solid group where, like, just this shit right here. I mean, we coming from all different shit. Obviously, Don, getting his act on and shit, and chefing.
Chef out there, chefing.
And, we podcasted and shit. So, like, just putting us all together. Like, niggas with strong opinions, you know what I'm saying? Right. Niggas who could, in any avenue, could be identified as an asshole, you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
But we putting it together, and I think that more more of that, and I wouldn't call that. See, that's a compromise. I mean, that's a cooperation rather, because I don't think nobody's compromising anything in this setting.
No,
I think
not
we're cooperating.
We definitely cooperating.
Like, dog. I'm gonna tell you right now, Don. You just enlightened me on some shit because I never even thought about that word of cooperation.
Right.
Like compromise, I had never really looked at it as like with a negative connotation, but I do see where you coming from with that. So now I do think cooperation is a better motherfucking word.
And it's a healthier word.
No,
I tell
anybody we're working
I've,
together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
anybody
sure.
I've ever dated, I tell them that right off the rip. I'm like, listen, I don't even like that word because here's the deal, right? When the word compromise was explained to me when I was younger. When I was younger, I was dating this older woman, and she said, "Listen," she said, "when I was with my husband, I was compromising. I was doing this and that." Yeah. And she said, "Listen," she said, "when you compromise, somebody gonna give, somebody gonna take." She said, and the fucked up part about it is somebody gonna always feeling like a motherfucker taking more than they giving, and somebody gonna feel like they giving more and not taking enough. And so I'm like, it just didn't hit me in a way where I was just like, man, this shit don't sound positive at all. Right. But not cooperation. It's like, yo, baby girl wanna wake up and go buy some perfume today. That ain't really my thing. Am I compromising or am I cooperating for the sake of my team to make sure I keep that family structure? You know how many young adults I've talked to where they say, man, my dad never came to support me in any of my events. I hear things like, oh, he was a good provider, but at the end of the day, I never felt like he supported me. I don't feel like he really loved me.
That's our error.
Here's my deal. I felt like a lot of older men used to say, well, hey, yeah, I kept a roof over your head. I kept this.
Dog.
No, come on, man.
And they meant that shit.
And that was it. And they didn't give a fuck about nothing else.
Well, that's where
we come from.
That's where we come from. And you know what? You said that shit, but that's one of my favorite movies with Denzel with Fences. He said, like you. I don't have to like you.
Right.
You got a food in your belly?
Right.
You got a roof over your head? I was like,
that's the era we come from.
Right.
That was an old wild nigga though.
Right.
He was, bro.
Hey, look, but a lot of things like that happen. If
man, that movie described everybody in this motherfucking childhood for real. Because that's what daddies was. So they were providers. They didn't come to shit.
Right. But sometimes the mother couldn't come neither because she was busy taking care of the house.
Absolutely.
So, but the severity of everything, man. What I've learned about compromising, like me, I compromise my privacy for nobody. Mm-hmm. My privacy, I don't compromise that for shit. Yeah. Where I come from, a motherfucker will follow you, know where you live at, and they do the worst shit ever. Mm-hmm. Somebody know who you dating or who you with, who's your wife. Nigga, you be like, my wife.
Sounds like some old gangster shit.
But dog, that's what happens. Yeah, I tell anybody, like, if you took me to my house where I live at, you a friend of mine.
He said, "Fuck with you."
Not because I couldn't afford to get home, because I could always afford to get home. Yeah. But if I ask you to take me to my house where I rest my head at, you best believe you're a friend. I fuck with you. You're a friend of mine. Yeah. All that other shit. Like, it's people who knew me for 8 years, never knew where I stayed at. Mm-hmm. They be like, dog, I'll take you to the crib. I be like, I'm waiting for somebody else, and I might just catch an Uber home.
Yeah.
Like, I got 3 Uber drivers that's my dogs, because they were like, dog, you don't. I said, man, listen, I don't let nobody know where I stay at.
Right.
I said, you know where I stay at, but at the same time,
that's that old school West Side hood nigga shit.
Exactly. No.
It is though.
It's old school. It's old school West Side shit mixed with some East Side people who put niggas in trunks type shit.
I get it.
You feel me?
I get it.
So I'm streetwise. I'm not a gangster, but I ain't no bitch neither.
Yeah,
you feel me? But so when it come down to whether do men or women compromise more, of course women would say more because they got the emotions of thinking about their children with loyalty and all that. Women do shit what they supposed to do anyway. Okay, men compromise so we can keep a pleasant household. Keith said earlier, the saying go, a happy wife makes a happy life, right? Mm-hmm. but they don't got nothing for dad.
They got a damn thing for dad.
No little cliche weak ass saying.
No, our cliche is be a miserable motherfucker. That's
and it's what he said.
Everybody else happy.
Be a miserable motherfucker.
Everybody else happy and you
good.
good.
Yeah,
fuck what you going through.
I was about to say this. The saying
all of that.
I had a saying said, if you sad, you a dad. Because not because of the not because of the woman doing anything to you. It's just for the simple fact that we harbor so much. You know what I mean? If the wife car down, right? We got to get her car fixed, right? If our son or daughter car down, we got to get their car down. You know what I mean? And then we just want to go fishing for the fucking weekend, right? We can't do that because we tend to everything, and you know, and so the single parent women. I'm not saying nothing negative towards y'all, nothing negative towards women.
Because they be ready. They be
ready. I raised my.
I know, motherfucker. Guess what though? You picked a weak ass nigga to fuck though.
Right.
That's your fault still.
Right.
Yeah. And again, I think just to add to what you said, Miles, like, I think it's important at the end of the day, and this also go back to what you said, Q. Shit about just taking some accountability, and I think that at the end of the day, just for black men and black women, as just people, we got to start teaching our children how to make better decisions
all day.
Because I hear
decisions is a real thing.
One thing that I'm big about sharing with my girls is, I don't want them to have to compromise who they are as young women in order to, get some shit out of a man or have a roof over their head or anything like that. There's a lot of women out there, who have compromised who they are as individuals. They take disrespect, get their ass beat, and all kind of other shit. But they out here talking about at least I walked away with a purse or I got a Benz. But fuck that. Learn how to make some better decisions. The same with the men. You get what I'm saying? You worried about messing with certain kind of women. I got the bad bitch, but she driving your ass miserable and probably to fuck one of your homies, and you get what I'm saying, and you stressing about the shit. So I think again, just a solution, because I'm all about solution based conversations. We gotta learn how to start making some better decisions. This shit will minimize the level of compromising that's needed. You get what I'm saying?
Say this again. Say that shit again. That shit will minimize.
No, you right.
That nigga said that it will minimize the maximization to the hesitation on the nation. What you say?
No, but if you make the shit right, then you ain't got to compromise. That's genius. That's right.
That's dope.
That's right. I could have said that shit no better.
All day. I tell my daughters all the time, I don't want you to have to mess around with some dude, and because you ain't got up off your ass and found no job or whatever, he paying for the condo and he might be paying your car insurance and all this other kind of shit, or no. But again, maybe he might not come home. You're lonely. You're miserable. Maybe you're stuck in the fucking house. You got to ask him for fucking money you can't do for self. That shit is compromising who you are as an individual, and we can't blame that on him.
Bro,
you gotta ask yourself, what the fuck choice did you make?
And look, this is a throwback though. Like, I remember, this is weird. I would always be having like stories in my head. But back when I was like, I think I was like 22 or some shit like that. I was working at Marshall Fields and shit, right? Eastland. But I used to go up to Pontiac because my homeboy lived up there. And we used to go to church in Pontiac, dog. And I can't remember dude's name. I think it was Pastor Robinson. I'm probably getting it all fucked up or whatever. So I used to love going to that church and shit because like this is the only nigga I could get the word from, and I'm not really a church nigga. So anyway, I'm all the way up there. That ain't have shit to do with the story. But it was.
We know.
But we outside. Me and my dog and shit. A couple of his homegirls. So he introduced me to homegirl or whatever. So we get to rapping, and the bitch get to talking about how she want a nigga to give her this like 6-carat ring and shit. And I remember telling her, kind of the same way you just saying just a second ago. I told her like, dog, I think you gotta realize what's gonna come with that motherfucking 6-carat ring though. Like bitches be wanting shit. I'm sorry, women be wanting things and they don't be knowing what that compromise is gonna come with. Like a lot of times, if a nigga can afford that 6-carat ring and shit, he about to probably dog the shit out of you though. Like you probably not gonna, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I was telling her. Like you gotta know what's coming with that shit though. And a lot of women deal with niggas like they don't know what's coming with that situation.
Yeah,
like, no,
well,
you gotta
that's-
realize what's coming, and us too.
Yeah,
we
oh, yeah,
deal with,
yeah,
we
yeah.
deal with chicks like we don't know what's coming.
The
with that
Nile
shit.
ain't nothing but a river.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You stupid.
the Nile only comes with the river.
Yeah, denial ain't nothing but a
But
fucking
it's
river.
the
Real
real
talk.
life, though.
Niggas be in denial when they.
No, in
I'm gonna
denial.
get the baddest one. I'm gonna get this, and then
Bro.
I'm gonna go. No, nigga.
And this, you
That
got
ain't
the
what you
baddest
want.
bitch, and you know that she's sleeping on the air mattress in the corner, bro.
How about
You know who she is.
How about she the baddest bitch with her friends' clothes?
Right, all of that
Right.
shit, and you know it though.
And you know it,
Bro, relax.
All I'm gonna tell people is this:
Relax.
for real, in life, what you have to do is really love yourself first.
Absolutely,
And sad to say that black men is not taught to love themselves first.
absolutely.
We not though.
We are
not.
no,
Yeah,
no,
we not.
no.
That's true.
And listen, and something that I get all the time, and this go back into my attitude where I don't give a fuck. The minute we start
know you
loving,
had
the
that
minute we
attitude.
start loving ourselves, it turned into, oh, he metro, he
Yeah.
extra,
He's
he
gay.
eccentric,
Yeah.
he this. Get the fuck out of here.
How about what we
You
can do?
understand
Why
what
we
I'm
just
saying?
can't be men?
I like to cook. I know how to clean. I love taking motherfucking baths. I love taking care of my shit. You get what I'm saying? And listen, I have motherfuckers tell
Nigga said I take
you get
baths, nigga.
motherfuckers. They literally be commenting on me. Listen, you know how many women I've met that if I shake their hand, they say, "Oh, your hand
Men
is soft."
soft.
And
There you go.
and then when I tell them I do construction, sometimes. Cause I done heard women flat out tell me soft hand make a soft man.
Yeah.
Shit.
Now in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, that well, I don't
No,
want
don't do
to
that.
test that theory.
Hold on. Let me do that. Hold
But
on.
I be
Let me
damned, you know
be
what
your
I'm saying?
voice. Let me be the voice. If I smack your bitch, it ain't gonna be soft. That one.
At all.
He said at all.
At all. But I'm just saying, I've heard shit like this,
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
thinking to myself, like, that's the most
Oh, yeah.
silliest shit I've ever
Why?
motherfucking heard.
Playing bitches just say that to me because like I got soft hands and I got nails and shit, but I had to tell bitches like I used to. All right, so look, anybody know me listening know that I used to want to be a pimp, right? So this is where that shit come from. So like I remember my nigga payroll and shit. Damn, was that his name? Anyway, I can't remember.
No,
now.
it wasn't payroll.
What was his name then? It was on Pimps Up Hoes
No,
Now.
you talking about
The nigga with the long
green,
hair.
the green. Yeah.
No, not him. No, the other motherfucker. The
No,
fat
I think
nigga-
it was
the fat
one of them
nigga with
niggas
the- I
named
think it's
Payroll, if I ain't mistaken.
So my nigga say the bitch asked him that shit, and he said that's because I only touch money and touch bitches. So that's what I tell her. I was like, why your nails so long and why your hair soft? Because all I do is touch money and touch bitches.
Hey, I'm about to start saying that shit.
And because I got $60,000 in student loans that say I ain't doing no motherfucking manual labor, bitch. Hello? I did my manual labor from 16 to motherfucking 25. I ain't doing no more of that shit. That's why my hands so soft, bitch. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Niggas be having calluses because you working too hard, bro.
Oh, that drink kicked in there. That nigga hopping around like, bitch. No. Okay.
Shout out to my nigga though. That nigga say, all I do is touch money and touch bitches. I took that shit to heart.
Hey, shout out to that quote.
Right.
Hey, shout out to the
listen,
dog, bro.
But just imagine if he was Italian, he'd be like, listen, Mickey, listen. All you do is touch bitches and money. You got a problem there, Mickey. No, but so.
Yeah, that motherfucker Evan Williams kicking in. Let me relax.
Or if he was Bill Cosby, like,
shit.
just because you want to touch the bitches and the whores and the money, you stupid.
You gotta leave Bill out of it. You got turned up right.
Shawty said I'm dead. Good night. Hey, look. Okay. So
Hey, everybody gonna go download motherfucking Pimps Up Hoes Down that shit.
Sheesh.
Rocky be like, or Sylvester Stallone like, hey, listen, I don't really know about the hoes or the bitches or nothing like that. I just want to touch the booty. No, seriously. So, in case you don't know, the drink of the day was Evan Williams.
Dude. Bam, right
Playing
there.
the camera.
I don't know, I think it's right there.
Don didn't drink none. He drank water. Shout out to Don for
Got my
drinking
water on tonight.
Right, I mean, don't get me wrong though. This is the drink of the evening, but everything I say is shit that I say in real life.
Right, so we
I'm
ain't
not
drunk.
blaming it on that.
We not
Yeah.
drunk. We ain't
Everything I said is real life. That's what I said.
He said what he said.
Right, I said what I said. Ain't nothing most we said. I say what I said.
I said period.
Period. Though.
Yeah.
Anyway, so okay. So Don, tell people where they can find you.
Ah man.
Don_Snipes on whatever platform. I ain't got no fancy ass name. Just Don_Snipes.
Yeah. Hold on, let me say. Don _ Snipes.
Yeah. It's two dudes over in fucking Africa somewhere that's got the same name and they ain't letting off the damn.
Speaking of Africa, it's an African right now. He got more followers than Beyonce.
Just random as
What's his name?
Hold on. I forgot, but he don't say nothing in none of his videos. He just point the obvious. You know when people do dumb shit like the chick.
I seen him.
Who was just eating
I seen him, and he would show you like, why you doing that? Just
and he don't
do
even
this.
talk.
I fucking seen
The
him,
chick
dude. My daughter showed me
The
that
chick
dude.
was peeling a cucumber with her teeth, like. So he took a potato peeler, like.
And then he
was
just
like-
looked, yeah.
He got 87 million followers on TikTok.
Just doing that.
Yeah,
Dog.
listen,
Goofy as hell.
No, it actually is. It's really
Right,
fucking
as
goofy.
hell. Yeah.
Shout out to everyone who checked us out. We really appreciate y'all.
She talking about selling nails to Revlon. That shit long.
Them motherfuckers look like turtle shells. Listen,
Hold the blunt well and shit.
Sheesh.
boy, him. Hey, look, I had
It
my.
tickle pussy too. Like I know that a lot of women it tickle pussy. Like it's like because they will. You know they groomed and shit, so it tickle pussy. Because some women be confused.
They tickle pussy.
No, because some women be confused. They be like, "Oh shit, how this gonna be?"
You be like, I want you to cut my clitoris off.
And they be like, "Oh shit, didn't even know. I know, bitch. I know."
Jesus, this motherfucker crazy. This done
That was
turned.
Evan Williams right there. That was Evan Williams.
She said this done turned into Pimp Chronicles.
I'm just saying.
In the words of Cat Williams, bitch. Yes, it is. So listen, where they can find you at?
Dog, find me on the gram, Q.Lewis313, dog. Every Tuesday and some Tuesdays and Thursdays on the Rise and Grind morning show.
Whenever that motherfucker wake up.
Right. Every Tuesday, like, oh, this motherfucker right here, Girth. You know what I'm saying? And then Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, eblockradio.com with my homies, Angry Man and Monk Money, dog.
Monk Money.
The Wake and Make morning show, dog. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. eblockradio.com.
10 o'clock.
Q.Lewis313 on the jam. On the gram. Oh, yeah, I'm a little
He buzzing.
That's it, dog. That's it.
Miss White, I wasn't calling you a bitch, but I was just doing Cat Williams. And my most beautiful, excellent, meticulous voice like about.
Oh, yeah, don't forget, live. Represent live from the 48205. Red Zone, baby.
And shout out to Q. He went down to Nashville and represented for
the whole squad, dog. Went down and represented for the whole squad at the podcast movement conference.
How
dog.
was that?
Dog, it was dope. I met a lot of dope people, dog. I got some shit I need to share with you.
Was the Poor Minds chicks down there?
The who?
The what?
Poor, you ever heard of Poor Minds?
No, they from the ATL though. They getting busy though. They
Poor
wasn't there,
Minds.
though.
Lex P and
Lex P?
girl.
Dog, they got like a 50 million followers or some shit, and they be
Hey,
getting
Miles.
everybody. They sexing the motherfucker too though.
Okay.
But
They
but,
show out off the chain.
they show off
bro.
the chain.
It's,
Like-
it would be the equivalent of this show. I am not shitting
I
you,
think
bro.
so.
Females.
And then low-key, I think they had Young Jock on there and shit like that.
No, they had a little bit of everybody
They had
on there.
everybody on that motherfucker though.
I mean, they
yeah.
from the ATL.
They from the A, though,
They from
yeah.
the gay TL. Listen.
Wow, the gay TL.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I don't know if you're supposed to clap that.
Clap.
I don't
Give me
know.
a clap.
I don't know.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Shout out to the gay
I wasn't
TL.
sure if you was supposed to. Yeah, I don't
Shout
know.
out to the gay TL.
It was funny to the motherfucker.
Matter of fact, I would actually do a show called the Gay TL
Wow.
and show the homophobicness.
Yeah, I guess you.
You know, I think that would be dope.
I know that shit funny. I don't give a fuck about a nigga being gay and shit.
That's one of the hoes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, they fire. Oh, they fire for sure.
Okay.
I follow the podcast and both of the hosts and shit. So.
All I can say is God is good in a lot of people's perspective.
Where can they find you at, nigga?
They can find me.
like a motherfucker.
They can find me here for another hour and a half. Shout out to Don for showing me a new scripture. I like the new scripture.
That new scripture.
The scripture in the Bible. So listen.
Oh shit, I done fucked up.
You can find me
Oh, that's that shit right there. I think that's the one,
313 Instagram. But listen, y'all, seriously, you'll find out more people coming from the podcasting family. We growing. We making everything in the right way, and we invite y'all to come in. If you have any podcast ideas, let us know. Hit us in the inbox, whether it's Don, Q, me, or Joe. Joe name probably some cool shit on Facebook, like "Get at me, bitch, Joe." You know what I mean?
Or it might be Joe Cool and shit. Remember
Yeah,
Joe Cool?
Joe Cool.
Remember Joe Cool?
Right.
But
But
it couldn't be Joe. I'll be using Joe Cool on everything.
I might change it to that though.
To Joe Cool. Yeah, that shit was cool.
But I would
Joe
say thank y'all for watching us. Until next time, Thank you for watching Girth. Now you can wake up your grandma and that badass kid to tell them to get their punk ass up and clean the
Niggas
house.
have to let their ass sleep.
You let their ass sleep. Fuck it.
Just stay in the bed.
Good night. Till next time. See you later. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.